Hello, welcome to our news broadcast daily and following today's headlines.
Vietnam and Japan elevate ties to extensive strategic partnership. National Assembly Chairman VietNam pays official visit to Switzerland. Vice President VietNam welcomes Norwegian Crown Prince.
Vietnam and Japan have elevated their ties to a new level of extensive strategic partnership for peace and prosperity in Asia. The upgrade came up during the March 18 talks between President Trương Tấn Sang and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe as part of the former's visit to Japan.
Both leaders expressed their delight at the strong growth of the Vietnam-Japan relations in all fields. President Sang and Prime Minister Abe discussed and agreed on a number of major directions as well as concrete measures to make bilateral ties more comprehensive, practical and deeper in all realms. The Japanese Prime Minister affirmed Japan continues to take Vietnam as an important partner in its official development assistance policy, while positively supporting Vietnam on its path of industrialization and modernization. Following the talks, President Sang and Prime Minister Abe signed a joint statement on the establishment of the extensive strategic partnership between the two countries. They also witnessed the signing of a document on the Japanese government's preferential loan totaling $1.179 billion in the second phase of the 2013 fiscal year for 5 projects in Vietnam. On March 19, President Sang left Tokyo for Osaka before wrapping up his state visit to Japan from March 16 to 19. At a ceremony to send President Sang off, Emperor Akihito thanked Vietnam for its sentiment and assistance to Japan over the past years. President Sang affirmed Vietnam always gives high priority to cooperation with Japan and hopes to further develop it, meeting the expectation and benefits of both peoples. In Osaka, President Sang met the Kansai region's economic leaders. During the meeting, they proposed that Vietnam increase its frequency on the Hanoi-Osaka air route and introduce policies to invite more Japanese businesses, along with simplifying customs clearance procedures. He delivered a speech at the Vietnam-Japan Business Forum in Osaka, saying that Vietnam wants Japan to assist it in support industry development. The star leader then received the president of the Japan-Vietnam Friendship Association Kansai chapter and the Osaka governor, among others. On the evening of March 19, President Sang left Osaka for Hanoi, wrapping up his official visit to Japan.
National Assembly Chairman VietNam began his official visit to Switzerland on March 18th at the invitation of President of the Swiss National Council, Roedi Lustenberger.
After an official welcome ceremony for him at the headquarters of the Swiss Parliament in Bern, Chairman Hung held talks with President Rudi Lustenberger. The Vietnamese leader said Switzerland is an important economic partner of Vietnam in Europe. He said he hopes that Switzerland will continue encouraging its businesses to invest in Vietnam, especially in finance, banking, insurance, high technology, chemicals and pharmaceuticals. Chairman Hung thanked the Swiss Parliament and government for their provision of official development assistance to Vietnam. He confirmed that Switzerland's official development assistance capital has been used effectively in Vietnam. The Swiss National Council president spoke highly of the Vietnamese National Assembly's adoption of a new constitution. He described it as an important milestone in the country's legislative work, with new developments in building the state apparatus and guaranteeing human rights. He said that the Swiss Parliament, with its experience, is willing to assist Vietnam in implementing the constitution.
Vietnam always attaches importance to ties with traditional friends in North Europe, including Norway. Vice President VietNam made the remark during her talks with Norwegian Crown Prince Haakon Magnus in Hanoi on March 19th.
The talks took place after a welcome ceremony given to the Norwegian guest. Vice President Doan said the Crown Prince's visit marks the important milestone in the traditional friendship and multilateral relations between the two countries. Crown Prince Haakon said the Norwegian royal government pays much attention to enhancing its ties with Vietnam. Host and guests voiced pleasures at the positive development in bilateral ties of the past time, particularly in politics, diplomacy, economics, investment, education and culture. The Norwegian side thanked Vietnam for its support in enhancing relations with ASEAN, as well as stepping up the approval of a draft joint statement on the partnership between Norway and the grouping. Both sides also agreed to work for the signing of the Vietnam-EU Free Trade Agreement within this year, which will create a framework to boost the trade and investment in the coming time.
Ambassador Da Zijing has said Vietnam's new honorary consulate in the Israeli city of Haifa will enhance bilateral ties between two countries, the diplomat stated at the launch of the office on March 17th.
Yigal David Ahuvi, an Israeli businessman, has been appointed as honorary consul of Vietnam in the city. On the occasion, Haifa Mayor Yona Yahav emphasized the importance of the opening to further boosting bilateral ties between the two countries. He underlined his city's role in and contribution to the Israeli economy and affirmed his wish to step up the city's multifaceted cooperation with Vietnam, especially in economics, technology and education. Ambassador Jin said he hopes the city will support the honorary consul to foster business and investment partnerships between the two sides. Last year, two-way trade exceeded $600 million, a year-on-year surge of 37.9%. Vietnamese exports accounted for two-thirds of the trade figure. The two sides have teamed up in agriculture, telecommunications and industry.
Three French doctors have been honored for their contributions to the health development in Vietnam.
Ambassador Dung Chi-Dung presented the insignia for the health of the people to Jacques Longsac, Alain de Salty, and Jean-Michel Crevin in Paris on March 18th. Dung took note of the effective cooperation and assistance from the French health experts in human resources training, as well as their affection for Vietnam. He highlighted the Vietnam-France Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement signed in 1993 in medicine and pharmacy, which he said has become one of the pillars of bilateral collaboration. Around 2,000 Vietnamese doctors and apprentices have benefited from a number of training courses in France, which has helped Vietnam improve the quality of medical equipment and infrastructure, greatly contributing to modernizing the healthcare system in the country. We are enhancing collaboration with Vietnam through exchanges, training courses and conferences. We hope that Vietnam-France cooperation program will be further promoted for the friendship of the two peoples. Professor Longsac held the acknowledgement and expressed his delight at Vietnam's rapid development in the field over the past 2 decades. This is why France is always proud of and hopes to continue its cooperation with Vietnam in the realm, he said.
The annual Quan Thi Festival took place in the central city of Da Nang on March 19th, drawing a great deal of attention from both local residents and visitors.
The festival is one of Vietnam's biggest ritual events of the year. It includes a prayer ceremony for a year of peace, prosperity and happiness for the nation, as well as a folk music performance of Bai Choi, or singing while acting as playing cards. As part of the event, a delegation of Thai monks presented an item featuring a plate of flowers and leaves to the Naga, a snake god with a lotus-shaped lamp support comprising 7 snake heads. In addition, visitors also enjoyed impressive works by Japanese and Vietnamese calligraphists. The annual event is regarded as one of the most special tourism festivals in Vietnam and also a community cultural event which helps preserve and uphold national cultural values.
And that is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.